Stafford is dealing with a sprained right index finger. He is expected to play after being a full participant in practice all week. Good news for the Rams. Starting right guard Kevin Dotson is expected to start in this one. That's important. He missed the last 3 games with an ankle injury. And, well, Stafford's throwing hand that could be tested Sunday. It's going to be the coldest game, by the way, of his NFL career. The kickoff at Soldier Field is expected to be 21 degrees. It's going to feel like zero with the wind chill. What did you say?
Jesus!
Yeah, wind gusts could get, I thought that's what you said, over 25 miles an hour. There is a 55% chance of snow. And Matthew Stafford has not played in freezing temperatures very much, only 6 starts. Pretty well, though, 14 passing touchdowns, 3 picks, 3-3 record. Here's his head coach, Sean McVey, on the game plan for the weather.
I'm going shirtless, Gary. No, you know what? I will say this. Matthew, since he got here, he introduced me to the wetsuit stuff, so I'll wear that. Maybe I'll have a heated vest. You know, I've had some guys that have had that, so I try. Here's what I do know. I can't think about too many things. I trust whatever Brennan Berger's got ready for me. I'm going to actually get with him after we get done with practice today. He'll show me everything that he's got. Usually it's a thumbs up, and so it's not going to – hey, listen, I don't give a crap about me being warm or cold. That doesn't matter at all. It's about our players, but Berg takes good care of me.
Shout out to Brendan Berger, the Rams Senior Director of Equipment, getting
Look at Marcus's face. Look at Marcus's face. What's wrong with your face, man?
Are you just thinking
He's so scared of cold.
Brother.
Yeah.
Brother,
Not for you.
Y'all know how I feel about this.
Marcus,
we
gotta
had a
get
game,
scuba suits. You and me,
year.
matching scuba suits.
We had a game last year in Kansas City. You're not supposed to play in this. I will stand on that hill and down that hill. You are not supposed to play in anything that feels like 0 degrees.
Oh my gosh.
Postpone the game.
The first time I met RC was in that 2010 Super Bowl.
Miserable.
It was the Ice Bowl in Dallas, and you were walking around in a sleeveless shirt.
Yeah, because it was early. I wasn't expecting that.
He was trying to prove he was tough.
Nobody had bought coats. We were all scrambling for coats down there. This is a tough challenge for that Bears defense, because you know what is going to heat up? That's that Rams offense.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think this game is about personnel and identity. And I know Mina will understand this as well. You watch the Chicago Bears really shift identity in the second half of this game against the Green Bay Packers. Yeah. And we also saw the Carolina Panthers do the exact same thing against the Rams last week. They brought more pressure than normal. They played more man-to-man on the back end than normal. And so I'm wondering who Dennis Allen will want his team to be throughout this game. And I think the other thing that's going to be big, especially when I see the weather, is matching up against the Rams' 13 personnel. They can do everything out of 13 personnel. Run the ball, play action, involve Puka Nacua in quick screens, and also deep passing down the field and through play action. And so to me, it's going to be Dennis Allen's ability to stay sort of up to beat with Sean McVey and what he wants to do with his personnel, starting with Puka Nacua.
RC, when you saw that it was going to be 0 degrees, you said, Jesus. There's a verse in the Bible, Matthew 18, that says, where 2 or 3 or more are gathered, I am there.
I am there.
They better gather 2 people.
I am there. Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
How do you gather enough to stop Puka? Because I think the thing that makes him so challenging is the way that Sean moves. Does he try to double him up in the field of play? Not in the red zone, maybe, but does he try to double team Puka 20 to 20 to try to force Matthew Stafford, Devontae in the middle of the field, or some of those tight ends? But you better put bodies on him, and you better tackle him once he gets the ball.
I ain't gonna lie, D.O., you right. It ain't gonna be, but I know one person not gonna be worried about the cold. I don't think Puka Nacua cares whether it's 100 or 0.
I don't think he's
what
gonna
we know about
if it's
him,
cold or not.
He don't know.
Yeah, like
he does not know.
Yeah, Puka don't care.
But when I think about the Carolina Panthers game, and you look at the Rams, and they kind of got back to what people forget sometimes can be their identity. RC, you mentioned 13 personnel, but when this team had to have a drive in the fourth quarter, they went to the ground game and they stayed with it. It's almost like Sean McVey was like, look, we're going to possess the football of what you get. Now you get an angle route from Kyron Williams because you've now baited the defense, and you get 6 on the drive that they had to have. So I think with the weather and the wind gusts, more importantly, you see the quick screen game. You see getting the ball out of Matt's hands quick and let guys make run after catch. But more importantly, don't forget that this team's staple at times can be a physical run game. Yeah. And I think you got to carry that with all of the conditions.
Yeah, look, Dan, I obviously don't know the Bible as well as you, but I do know another verse in Matthew myself. That is the Lord's Prayer, and that's what Dennis Allen is going to have to lean on to stop this 13 personnel run game, guys, because it is such a mismatch. When the Rams put multiple...
You got to pray.
It is in Matthew, right?
Pray in this way.
Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, because when they put 3 tight ends on the field, we cannot stop them. Statistically, the Rams have the best success rate in football. The Bears' defense, when teams put... I'm trying to stay serious. When teams put multiple tight ends on the field, one of the worst. When they especially love what they do with Blake Corum running off tackle on those duo runs. And Ryan, you referenced the game plan against Green Bay. They started crashing the edges. If they try to do that against this blocking group, I just don't see it ending well. I think we're going to see a lot of the ground game, especially with the weather, and I think the Rams are going to have a lot of success.
I mean, we're saying prayers.
I'm passing the collection plate after this show.
The collection plate.
Where's Drewski?
Donations. Donations.
She said she couldn't have a baby, so I impregnated her with the word of the Lord.
Okay, back with Jeremy Fowler and Mina Kimes. Jeremy, Sunday in Chicago, temps in the single digits. It's going to be cold. Some snow, some wind, not the best mix, especially with Matthew Stafford dealing with that sprained index finger. So how will all of that affect the Rams game?
Jay, 0 degrees is the last temperature check I just saw before I came out here.
Okay.
Crazy. But the Rams are full speed ahead regardless of the temperature. Talking to people over there, they say that, look, Matthew Stafford is used to playing in the NFC North for years in Detroit. He's comfortable with that. He feels great on that finger. He's been throwing the ball well this week. So they're going to run their offense, which is a little bit run heavy for the most part, especially on the road. But they feel like they can beat the Bears in a lot of different ways. I talked to tight end Colby Parkinson recently. He said, we can beat you with 3 tight ends on the field, 2 tight ends, 1 tight end. And that all the talk about the Bears and their comebacks, the Rams feel like they can do the same thing because McVey and Matthew Stafford together are considered eternal optimists in that building. They feel like no matter what the deficit might be, they can come back and do it. And then, Jay, you got the Ben Johnson, Matt LaFleur stuff from last week.
Yep.
Sean McVay said this week, I'm very good friends with Matt LaFleur, made that clear. So there's some personal vibes going on. Ben Johnson seems to want the smoke. I cannot wait for this game.
Oh, this is going to be fun. Before we get to Mina, the Bears have some nagging offensive injuries. What more can you tell us about that?
So we'll start with Rome Odunze. He's got a foot issue that he's been working through for the better part of the last 6 weeks. And so he is listed as questionable. Got on the practice field a little bit today, but he's told reporters that it's all systems go in the playoff. He wants to try to play through it. So it will be up to the team to figure out whether he's good to go. But I expect over the next 24 hours or so for that to become clear that Rome will try to go out there and play. He was able to do it last week. They want to manage it and be cautious with that foot, but he should be good to go. And then you got DJ Moore as well. So he is off the injury report now. He was limited in practice early in the week with a knee issue that's sort of been lingering, but that's more of a maintenance thing because he was full go on the last day of the practice week. He's off the report. He's good to go. This is the playoffs, Jay. Everybody's ready.
For a 0 temperature. All right, cool. Mina, to you. Caleb Williams needed late game heroics to beat the Packers. Chicago is all about late game heroics this season. What do you want to see from him early to pull off the upset against the Rams?
Well, I'll start by saying I want to see him handing the ball off because similar to the Rams, the Bears have a dominant rushing attack, and I think they'll have success in this weather as well, running the football. But as far as when he does pass, I think he can lean into some of the things he's done well all year because the Rams defense struggles with, and that starts with play action. Over the last 6 weeks of the season, through the wildcard round, the Rams defense is 30th in EPA per play versus play action. You saw Bryce Young have some success in the postseason throwing to Ted McMillan off of play fakes. I think Chicago, which is a very heavy play action team, can do the same. The other thing I'll say, and this ties to that, crossers. Another thing this Rams defense has struggled to defend all year long. Another thing that Caleb Williams likes to throw for the middle of the field. So I think basically the staples of the Bears passing attack align well with the weaknesses we've seen from this Rams defense as of late.